Clerk will read the order of the day.
Debate on petition number 11, praying for the protection and strengthening of the film industry.
I call the member for Johnson.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I rise in support of this petition presented to the Assembly regarding the funding and future sustainability of the Northern Territory screen industry. I'm a great fan of film. My father was a filmmaker, so I grew up in a world of talking about filmmaking all the time. And I think we've talked before in this chamber about what the film industry has brought and continues to bring to the Territory. And I've heard everyone in this chamber talk about how great that is. So I'm very happy to support this petition. We know that the NT screen sector is one of the Territory's real success stories. It supports local jobs, grows our creative workforce, showcases Territory stories to national and international audiences, and delivers direct economic return right across multiple industries. However, the sector is also facing ongoing funding instability, and that's what this petition seeks to address. While the total budget allocation for Screen Territory may appear higher this financial year in the budget, that figure includes approximately $1.1 million in carryover funds from the previous year, which is money that has already been committed and spent. The reality is that Screen Territory's actual base budget sits at around $500,000. The remainder of its annual operating funds are secured only after Cabinet submissions are made each year. This leaves the industry with no long-term financial certainty and creates unnecessary competition between Screen Territory and Tourism NT, who are often both drawing from the same limited funding pool. What the petition is calling for is very simple: a stable, sustainable base budget of $3 million per year for Screen Territory. A $3 million base budget would allow Screen Territory to plan confidently, develop long-term industry growth strategies, support emerging talent, and reduce the constant uncertainty of annual budget negotiations. It's important to note that this is not simply a matter of creative or cultural value, although these are vitally important. The NT screen industry delivers direct and measurable economic returns to us here in the Northern Territory. In the past 6 years alone, over $49.7 million has flowed back into the Northern Territory economy as a result of screen industry activity. Independent modelling shows that the screen sector delivers up to a 10-to-1 return on investment, meaning every dollar invested by government generates up to $10 in economic activity across the Territory. And this economic activity spreads widely. It benefits accommodation providers, transport companies, local councils, catering companies, security services, construction businesses, equipment suppliers, and many other local industries. It also directly supports Territory jobs across all levels of the creative sector, not just for producers and directors, but for crew, cast, emerging practitioners, Indigenous storytellers, technicians, editors, post-production workers, and many more. However, if we don't invest in the development phase of projects, these opportunities can't grow. Development funding is chronically underfunded, limiting the ability of NT producers, writers and creatives to get their stories to market. Likewise, we urgently need greater investment in training and skills development across all areas of production. This includes training which is particularly difficult to deliver locally, as well as broader workforce development pathways to ensure the NT screen workforce can grow and sustain itself into the future. Further infrastructure investment would also help attract larger scale productions and bring more external projects into the Territory, something I know this government is very enthusiastic about. It's also important to highlight that Screen Territory's equity funding model is a sound financial investment for government. Every equity investment requires productions to spend at least 4-to-1 in the NT economy, and the full equity amount is repaid back to government over time, allowing those funds to continue recycling into future investments. This petition is not asking for something extravagant or unrealistic. It's simply asking for stable, predictable funding to allow an already successful and growing sector to continue to deliver very significant benefits for the Northern Territory. We've seen the proven return on investment, we've seen the positive flow-on effects to Territory businesses, jobs and regional economies, And with a committed and stable base of $3 million, Screen Territory can continue to build on the momentum that has already been created and ensure that the NT screen industry remains a valuable driver of economic and cultural growth well into the future. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Member for Johnson. Minister Boothby.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I rise to respond to the petition tabled on the 20th of May 2025 by the member for Johnston, calling for increased support for Screen Territory. Firstly, I want to thank the individuals and the creatives and businesses who put their names to this petition. It is a strong sign of just how much the Northern Territory screen industry has grown and how much potential it still holds. Mr Deputy Speaker, the CLP government has always backed our screen industry. In fact, it was a CLP government that pushed to establish Screen Territory in the first place. And in our budget, since forming government, we've locked in more than $3.6 million for Screen Territory in the 25-26 budget, exceeding the very funding target raised in this petition. That includes $1.16 million to support the current Screen Territory funding program, with a brand new round opening this August to back local productions, career development, games and industry partnerships. This is a serious investment in an industry that is now proven to deliver economic returns, jobs and global visibility for the Territory. Every dollar we invest in Screen Territory returns at least $4 to the NT economy. That's not an estimate, that's actual economic data. Since 2018, nearly $50 million in direct Territory production spend has flowed into our economy, with a 468% increase over the past 7 years. We recognise...
Sorry, Member Fong Lim, I need you to keep your voice down a little bit, please. Thank you. Sorry, continue.
It's okay. We recognise that this funding doesn't just go to filmmakers. It drives activity across our economy to accommodation providers, tourism operators, caterers, electricians, costume designers, local drivers, builders and more. It builds careers, keeps Territory creatives in the NT and attracts skilled professionals to work and live here. Mr Deputy Speaker, we're seeing the results. Over the past year alone, we've had major production films right here. NCIS Sydney Season 2 contributed nearly $3 million to the Territory economy during just 3 weeks of filming. Amazon's Deadlock Season 2 brought $3.1 million in direct spend with filming in and around Bachelor. Territory, the Netflix series filmed here, became a global smash with over 112 million hours viewed in just 3 months. And the upcoming feature film Kangaroo, inspired by the life of Chris Brolga Barnes from the Alice Springs Kangaroo Sanctuary, delivered $4.3 million in economic return, was produced by Alice Springs-based Brindle Films and is now preparing for worldwide release. These aren't just big budget projects, they are creating real local opportunity. Hundreds of Territorians have been involved, on screen and off, and dozens of local businesses have seen direct benefit. We've seen companies like Jeff Johnson Catering and Castaway NT grow and adapt to support production demand. And these are just 2 examples of Territory businesses expanding because of the screen industry. We're also backing homegrown storytelling. Top End Bub, which is a follow-up to Top End Wedding, has been created by proud Territorians Miranda Tapsell and Shari Sebens, with filming across the Top End and a global release not far away. And the beautiful documentary Journey Home, capturing the Barparoo funeral ceremony of the late David Gulipul and narrated by Hugh Jackman, was filmed on country in Arnhem Land and produced by Territory-based teams. These are uniquely Territorian stories told by local voices, filmed on country, and now being seen across Australia and around the world. Mr Deputy Speaker, Screen Territory is not stopping there. The industry is growing through strategic initiatives like the Spark Short Film Program, which backs emerging territory filmmakers with production funding, mentorship and access to world-class post-production facilities. The NT Screen Summit and community screenings under the NT on-screen banner helps build industry connections and local pride, and co-production partnerships that bring national and international producers to the NT. Screen Territory is also embracing digital growth through games development funding, supporting local studios like Salty Games, whose livestock simulation game has attracted major international interest, and $1.5 million in investment with the support from the NT Government and the Local Jobs Fund. The Array, which is a new training institution and co-working lab to grow digital skills and foster more creative enterprise right here in Darwin. In fact, we saw them at the Palmerston Youth Geek Festival very recently when I was there with my colleagues. We look forward to seeing real outcomes being delivered through this opportunity available to local Territorians. Mr Deputy Speaker, this isn't just about jobs or stories alone. It's about growing tourism. I recognised that film and TV are key marketing tools, and our agencies won't be working in silos anymore so that we can get the most out of it. Our Real Territory campaign, launched alongside the Netflix series Territory, has shown real results, with 41% of viewers saying they would consider visiting NT filming locations, and now we need to convert them. Upcoming productions like Kangaroo, Top End Bub and Deadlock Season 2 are powerful platforms to draw visitors from around Australia and the world, showcasing our landscapes, culture and people on screen. We are promoting our unique territory to the world, and we now need to get them here to see it for themselves and contribute further to our economy. Mr Deputy Speaker, the petition we're responding to today called for a base budget of $3 to $5 million for Screen Territory. And despite this government inheriting the net debt projected to reach $97 billion within 3 years, our CLP government has delivered $3.61 million in this budget alone for Screen Territory this year. That includes core program funding plus strategic investments, giving us the flexibility to support both long-term industry growth and immediate production opportunities. It's a clear sign of our commitment to growing this sector, sustainability and strategically. Under our CLP government, the screen industry has strong leadership, real funding certainty and a clear direction. We're not just supporting the screen industry, we're using it to grow our economy, support jobs, boost tourism and promote the Northern Territory to the world. This is one of the most exciting and dynamic industries we have, and under our government, it's only going to grow stronger. I thank the petitioners again, and I say clearly to the screen sector that this government has your back. We'll keep telling our stories, we'll keep creating local jobs, and we'll keep working together to put the Northern Territory on the global stage. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Minister. Any other speakers? Member for Daly.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I just had to double check and not say Madam Speaker, but I've got that right. I welcome the petition that's been put forward and I rise to speak on the protection and strengthening the film industry, stop funding cuts and increase budget petition put forward for debate today. But firstly, Mr Deputy Speaker, I would like to give a quick shout out to Bridget May, who organised this petition, and I'm sure she's watching here this evening, but also someone who I had the privilege of sitting down with to discuss the industry's concerns about the cuts to the Screen Territory budget. Mr Deputy Speaker, Territory Labor will always provide its full-throated support to our screen industry because it has become an engine room for jobs, a beacon for our tourism industry, an amplifier for our unique stories and an incubator of creative talent. Since 2018, the Northern Territory screen sector has grown by nearly 468% and injecting more than $48 million into the Territory's economy. For every dollar the Territory invests in a screen project, a minimum of $4 of direct spend is generated in the Territory through employment and use of goods and services. Productions, large and small, have provided high value employment for hundreds of Territorians, crew, performers, post-production specialists, and created opportunities in the sector as diverse as hospitality, transport and accommodation. Mr Deputy Speaker, I'll just note the time is at 1:20, but can I just check that it is at 5 minutes?
No, 3 minutes.
That's 3, it is back to 3 minutes. Okay, thank you. So the Territory Labor provided targeted grant programs ensuring that emerging filmmakers in Alice Springs, Katherine and Emerald communities could access production funding, encouraging local storytellers, regardless of background, to pick up a camera and bring their visions to life. Mr Deputy Speaker, I don't have a lot of time left on this, but I would like to give a shout out to some of the films that have been shot here in the Northern Territory, showcasing our beautiful landscapes here and our environments that we have in the Northern Territory, from Rogue to Walkabout, Yungle Boy, High Ground, Samson and Delilah. But I do want to touch on the film The Territory. I'm sure all of us or most of us would have watched that movie, but I do remember at the time there was a lot of extras used in that film, a lot of people from Daly River getting the opportunity to be a part of a high production film industry. And I know at that time my Facebook was going off with all my friends from Daly River sharing their family on the screen, but that was something that people were really proud of, to see their family on the world stage on the screen on Netflix. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Member for Daly. Any further speakers? Member for Gwadja.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I do rise to just place on the parliamentary record my absolute support for Screen Territory and filmmaking in the Northern Territory. I come from Central Australia, the proudest place in the Territory to produce Australia's best filmmakers. Warwick Thornton, Rachel Perkins, Dylan River, Tricia Morton-Thomas. These are all outstanding Central Australians who are recognised nationally and internationally around the world for making quality films. And every dollar we spend in the film industry in the Northern Territory, we generate $4 back in investment. That's outstanding. Every production we've done in the Northern Territory has been a job-creating exercise. Whether it's creating sets, whether it's acting, whether it is producing, all of this is absolutely amazing work. And there are so many young, inspiring filmmakers out there as well. The Northern Territory should be the best place to come and make a movie. Our country is amazing, our people are fair dinkum, and we want to attract that investment. Now, Mr Deputy Speaker, I know that members have spoken tonight about a number of films. I want to just acknowledge that some phenomenal films have been made here in the Territory. Sweet Country, High Country, Mavic, The Territory, all amazing films, but most importantly, some proud Central Australians who I want to acknowledge is absolutely Delroy Tranter, Steve Tranter, Beck Cole, Tanith Glyn Maloney, the amazing Warwick Thornton, the Territory's best Miranda Tapsell, Danielle Loy, and certainly want to acknowledge Bridget May for bringing this petition to the House to say to the government, the more money you spend on making films, the more money is going to come back into the Northern Territory. We've heard that. The stats don't lie. For every dollar we spend, we get $4 back. Plus, we get to show off the best place in Australia, the Northern Territory. So we absolutely need to see a greater investment here into the film industry, and we also need to look at what organisations across the Territory can we work with to support the next generation of amazing filmmakers. I remember the days when Karma in Central Australia pumped out the most amazing filmmakers. This is jobs. Kids in remote communities acting for the first time, seeing what they can be. You can't be what you can't see, and the film industry provides a valuable opportunity for kids to see themselves on the big screen, their communities as places of love, of hope and of aspiration. We all need to get behind and back the film industry because it's a no-brainer. It delivers fair income jobs in the Territory and it showcases the best place in Australia. Huge shout out to everyone, producers, executive producers, stage managers, everyone who does the important work, bringing it all together. I want to thank you. It's not an easy job, but you do a phenomenal job.
Thank you, Member for Gwadja. Any further speakers? No further speakers. The question is the petition be noted. Those of that opinion say aye. To the contrary, no. Aye. I think the ayes have it.